This is gonna be an absolute bitch to fill. Yeah. How was that? That's not too bad. Erase demolish. All right. Got a lot of stuff scattered down here for the time being because this is kind of the end of the year videos. I've been gone for a really long time, and as you can see, I got kind of a lot kind of planned out. Yeah, so I just kind of did the background best I could over here, and then kind of all around the black area is just chaos. Unfortunately, the way I was gonna do it just isn't working out because there's no like other side to the camera on my computer, which is weird. It only has like this side uh, facing the keyboard, which is weird. So I definitely need to get like a actual camera. You know, I forget what they're called. I don't know why, but yeah, definitely need to get on that. All right. So basically, what we're going to be doing in this video, and it's a live video, which I can't really see much of. You can see the light. Uh, move that just a little bit back. That look good, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how good that looks. All right. So we're going to be taking a look at pretty much all the masterpiece stuff I've gotten this year. Uh, right away. This isn't like a best of or anything. It's really just taking a look at all the masterpiece stuff I've gotten this year, and we're just gonna go through them. As you can see, I've got quite a lot. Scorponok's up there, just kind of ignore him. So I guess we'll just start in the front. So first off, I guess we'll take a look at this. We're not gonna really take a look. We're just gonna take a brief look. This is a G2 Sideswipe. It's pretty cool, you know. I made a custom version out of the Siege Sideswipe like literally like 2 weeks before I got this, so it was a little bit unfortunate, but it's still really cool, and there will definitely be I don't want to say replacing that, but just kind of like going along with it, you know, because it's a masterpiece. Absolutely stunning. The gloss black on this is just I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, but and the red windows, it's absolutely stunning. It's very beautiful. And he didn't come with all of his parts, but I got his sword and his two tire things to make him look like he's out of the 90s, I guess. Machete. So up next, I guess we'll take a look at Laserbeak. Just a little look. I got him for like $25, which I'm really disappointed with. I wish I would have got him for like $10, because honestly, I don't think he's worth like more than 15. Um, yeah, he's good. He's just not $25 worth. And then you got a classy rap reference up there, 187 Omega Killer. You know, I don't know how. I think it's appearing backwards, isn't it? Yeah, that is appearing backwards, which is weird. Um, it's like a mirror, and you know, it's got like featuring Buzzsaw. I don't, you can't really see it because it's backwards for some reason. Whatever, it's fine. All right, so then I guess we'll keep the cassette theme rolling, and we got MMC Furrier and Riot, which I'll tell you right now, the blue one, which is Cartoon Rumble, My Frenzy. He's a lot better than the red one, at least in my opinion. The red one was a little bit looser, you know, and I don't know. While I did like kind of fix it, I definitely fixed it on him because he was a little bit loose too. Yeah, this one just pops so much harder, and it really gives you that cartoon vibe. It really does look like the cartoon, straight out of the cartoon, and they're just like perfect versions of these characters. But to me, they just I don't know what to say. They just kind of feel a little bit overpriced. I mean, for both of these, it's like 140. $140 for two of these guys, and they're literally some of the smallest masterpiece transformers out there. I mean, not like the smallest, but I mean they're pretty small compared to like everything out there. So I just don't know if they're worth that price. But I mean they are good. They're really high quality. Got die casting the feet, which is very nice. Because it gives them a very nice balance. Very very good. Got chromed out eyes, chrome parts, which is I don't know if you can see it, but it's very cool. They're really cool. I don't think they're gonna make it on the top 10 best list though, because to me, like I said, I just feel like I overpaid for them, and I pretty much stopped transforming them because I put the stickers on, and once the stickers are on, there's just kind of a pain. So I probably won't be messing with those too often. But up next we have TE03 Transform Element Mirage, and this was a very pleasant surprise. So I actually sold my TE01 earlier this year, just a little bit earlier this year, probably like 2 or 3 months ago, because he wasn't cutting it. I don't know. He wasn't very posable. He felt not cheap, but like his plastic, you could really like. It didn't look premium. It looked like really cheap plastic. It really just felt like kind of a toy and not like a display piece. So I got rid of him, and he wasn't like painted almost at all. But so getting this guy was just such a surprise. I honestly wasn't expecting him to be that good. I thought he would be kind of just average like the T01, a little bit bad, but I mean it's not bad, but I don't want this on the T01. It's just not for me. But and it was kind of complex where it didn't need to be. But this guy is really good. He feels really nice. They really did a good job with the plastics. The plastic feels so premium. It's got that like smooth feel to it, like the Ratchet does as well. It's a weird thing to explain, but when you have it in hand, like you rub it and it's got this like really nice just feel to it. I don't know. Uh, it's just cool. That's my brother upstairs, stomping and tromping around as he does. So very, very cool. Very, very nice. And we'll put him over there. We'll go to MP12, I believe, MP12 Plus. Sideswipe. Now, this is a KO, and his alt mode, didn't really line up too good, not too great. But his robot mode, and I am working on fixing his alt mode a little bit. I've already sanded down some parts to make it fit together a little bit better, but his bot mode is really where it's at. He looks really good, especially in these like full on whites, the blacks, and I don't know. It's just slightly different from the masterpiece, the original one. But it's very almost indistinguishable. Like unless you look at the blue windows are really all that gives it away. The rest of it could very easily be mistaken for that original masterpiece. And I gotta say, I think I actually preferred the original piece. Unfortunately, while I was working on like a custom Menosaur before I got that guy, before I got the Legacy one, before any of that happened, I was working on like a custom with him, and I was just using him as the basis for where Breakdown would go because they turn into the same Lamborghini. Unfortunately, I had an acetone spill and it melted most of the plastic on him, which was not great. And then it was like glued to the table because the acetone melting into it. And so like when I like ripped it off, it ripped the front of the car off. And so that was just really unfortunate that happened because I wasn't even going to paint him or anything. He was just I was just using him as kind of like a model of the breakdown for what I would do with the breakdown, just to see how it would look. But unfortunately, he was lost in an acetone melt. So yeah, that's the story with that. But this guy's pretty cool. Don't like him as much as the other one, but and he still got like the bitch grip. How I mentioned that. A lot of people. Well, I mean, I just remember that one comment. It was like, "That's unfortunate" or something. It was just funny, dude. It's not terrible, but it's just funny, and it's funny that it happened again. I think this might be a problem. I watched a video on the G2 one earlier today, and it said that you don't close the hands all the way, or else it'll like pop the weapon out. Which I don't know how true that is. I guess. I mean, it's still really loose. He still got the bitch grip. I don't know how to fix it. Like, I've tightened it up a little bit on the gun, put a little bit of super glue, like a dab of super glue, but it doesn't seem to be affecting it too much. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. He is, but as a toy, he's pretty cool. I just don't like the fact that he can't line up in his vehicle mode. That really bothers me because I want a transformer to be, a full transformer, be able to fully transform. Now we'll take a look at Fans Toy Sea Spray 2.0. I actually had the 1.0 earlier this year during the summer, and while it wasn't like bad by any means, he just didn't really fit in with all the masterpiece stuff I had. So I got rid of him, and I've actually been wanting this guy since last year to try and figure out like what Fans Toys is all about and what people are always raving about. And even with the first release, I just didn't really love it. And with this one, while he does look great, absolutely perfect, and his transformation actually isn't that bad. I know this is going to sound very weird and contradictory, but I think the diecast actually might bother me. I think I actually don't like as much diecast in these as, I'd rather just it be in the feet, but it almost bothers me a little bit, and I kind of realize that with this, because I've had so many experiences with like G1 toys and stuff where the diecast like loosens hard over time. And that happened with this one. His feet, like literally the second day of having it, were just flopping around. And so I had to go in there, dab some super glue in there, unscrew it, screw it back up, which is fine because I'm always fixing my toys and stuff, making them better. But yeah, he's cool. And then I switched the around the head with the toy accurate. I don't know why, but I just think it reminds me more of the character because I don't think the head that he had on it was like too angular or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's got the chrome dyes as well, which looks really good. I mean, he looks really good, like, and he feels good too. But it's just something about it, man. Like, I don't like the diecast. I feel like I have so many like stories and stuff of the paint on the diecast chipping off and making it look absolutely terrible. The diecast becoming too loose over time and it being very hard to fix. Especially with pins. A lot of it is pinned. I guess not with this guy. I mean, most of him is actually screws, as you can kind of see on the back. He's a screw man. He's made of screws. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Honestly, this guy is really good, but there's something that I can't quite put my finger on it, right? And it really just bothers me. And it bothers me even more that I don't know what it is. But honestly, like, I mean, even right now, just looking at him, he is like spot on to the cartoon. I mean, like when you put it next to it, it doesn't look exact, but like Bobby Skullface says, they changed the proportions slightly to make him look more cool. And I'm a really big fan of that with this one. And I'm really glad. I think my dad got it for like $50 because this was a Christmas gift. So I'm not quite sure. So it was like TE03 and the Masterpiece Sideswipe. Oh, both of them actually. But I'm not quite sure how much this was, but I'm pretty sure it was around like $55. And honestly, for $55, it's really not too bad. It's really not too bad. It's just the initial prices on those Fans toys that I just look at and I say, no. They're almost creating a I'll wait for the KO mentality with Fans toys because there's KOs out there, and I am intending to get the Cyclonus Hurricane one, which I just realized that's actually a really good name because cyclone, a hurricane. That's good. I didn't even realize that till now, but that's a good name. But then there's also the RP03 Thomas, the KO Astro Train, Fans Toys Astro Train. And that I really want to get that one because that one I think would just go on the top shelf, go along with the Menasor, the Megatron, Starscream, and then I would also like to get a KO Fans Toys Soundwave or Robot Paradise Soundwave to go on the top shelf and kind of complete my little Masterpiece Decepticon collection because I really thought I was going to get it for Christmas, but I didn't, which I was very surprised by, actually. And the box I thought that the cassettes were in actually turned out to be the TE03 Speedstar Mirage, which was a very big surprise because I really didn't think it was him. But it's cool. It's good. Um, I'll get him soon enough because I am saving up a little bit of money right now. So yeah, he is pretty cool. All right, now we get to talk about Masterpiece Sunstreaker, dude. I just got this Thursday of last week, and it's just stunning. It's just absolutely stunning. Like when I first got it out of the box, I wasn't too and stuff because I mean, a part like broke off in like the first 10 minutes of playing with it, and then I just ended up unscrewing the other part to make it look even because that honestly bothers me more than the fact that it broke off is that it was just unsymmetrical. Like one side didn't have something, and then the other side did. Like that bothers me so much. So I mean, just unscrewing the other side, and now I'm fine with it. It doesn't affect like anything. It really doesn't affect anything, honestly. So it's good. And the posing power, like I said, like when I first got him out, I didn't really love him, and his eyes were messed up really hard. It's probably the second worst now because I had my mom's Christmas like 2 days ago, and this was from like last week. And yeah, so this was the worst KO I had up to that point because his eyes were messed up, a part came off, the windshield wasn't like glued on, which I don't know if it's supposed to be glued on or not. I'm just gonna leave it unglued and kind of like parts form it in the transformation, even though you don't have to. I would just rather it not break. And some of the paint was a little bit off. There's like a weird black mark on it somewhere, But then like later that night when I started messing with them a little bit more, as you do with Sunstreaker, um, he just I unlocked this like posing power, dude. He is such a powerhouse when it comes to posing. Like these butterfly joints, you really wouldn't think they make that big of a difference, but like they really do. And then he's got like the hands fully articulated hands and stuff. The knees are insane. They go more than 90. You literally just barely touch him and he just turns into this cool posing transformer. And he's also got a little bit of an ab crunch, at least I thought. A little bit of one, yeah. He's got like a double jointed neck. And dude, like literally within like 3 seconds of posing him, he just turns into such a cool, which I don't know if that's appearing on camera too good, but yeah, there it is. He just looks so cool, man. I love the way they did the back. Excuse me. The back vents, or what would they be called? Air intakes. Yeah. I just love the way they did that with these parts like not being part of it and just like kind of forming part of it, which is it's just so cool how like random parts could form geometric shapes like that. It's just so cool to me, and I love the way that you can turn his Lamborghini mode into the alternate normal Lamborghini mode or with the air vents on top. It's so ingenious, and that's really this is like seriously why I love Takara, and this is why I got rid of the TE01. Like this is the perfect antithesis to that. It's fully painted. It's got massive articulation. Like its articulation is like literally opposite. It's insane how good this thing articulates. And he's got the chrome, which also a little bit bothered me on the TE01 because everything else is chromed. Like all the other Autobots that would be standing with him are chromed, and then he's just got silver. So that threw me off. And this guy's even got chrome. He's got a chrome spoiler. When have you ever who's even heard of that? A chrome spoiler. That's insane. This guy is just so cool. Like really, really awesome. It's literally like I said, it's literally like the antithesis of the TE01 and why I pretty much got rid of it and why I'll be keeping this one. I know it's not the same character, but it's pretty much all the points that I was making against that, and it's pretty much all the points that stand for this one, where they weren't there for the TE01. They are here for this one. I'm not trying to trash that figure or anything. It's really not bad, but I want to get I wanted to get the MSO2 or something like that. The Magic Square Optimus Prime, the Masterpiece take, the second one, but not the more I think about it, I think I might just actually get the KO MP44 because honestly, like Takara, like while some of their stuff is fragile, like this guy's transformation, I feel like I could break it in so many different ways. But I just love that. Like they're so good when they're good, they hit hard. I mean, when they're not good, I I mean tracks actually is a good example of when they don't hit hard. But like this is just so good. This thing is amazing. This thing absolutely like made my Christmas this year. Cause yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to go into it, dude. It's just so good. It's so good. I'm so happy with this one. Especially getting the MP12 Plus like literally the next day, like two more, not the next day, but like 2 more days after that. It was insane because I was like, holy crap! I literally just got this one, the Sunstreaker, and I don't have a side swipe to go with it. Oh, but now I got like the perfect version to go with it because they got the blue windows matching and stuff. I was like, that's perfect. That is literally perfect. And I got the Mirage, which is just like the Autobot cars together. It's cool, really cool. All right, so we were just talking about tracks. Let's go into him next. All right, this guy's kind of been stained by unpleasant experience I had buying it because I was with my aunt and I had a very kind of limited amount of money, and the way I get most of my things, like most of this is trade in. Trade in values at stores is literally just like a saver, because you don't want to be shelling out like $150 on one thing at like one store. I mean, when I take in Transformers, I'm kind of done with, or there's a better version out there. Um, and a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff that I get to resell, which I know sounds weird. That I'm like, I don't want to say I'm business savvy, but I do try and make a profit. I mean, not too much of one, and like especially other people out there are like really cool. So I'll they hook me up, and I'll hook them up, for quite good deals. That's how I got rid of my X Transbots Gravestone. But yeah, this thing it just wasn't a great experience today. I was tired, which tired makes everything worse. I was with my aunt. My dad was like, helping our someone. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But we're with our aunt, and I didn't want her to have to spend anything because, I mean, even when my dad's with me, I try and make sure I cover most of the cost, or kind of what would that be called? I can't find the word for it. So just like cover the cost, cover the damage, trade in a lot of stuff to try and get value. And I'm not like trading in stuff for like undervalue. I try and get at least what I got out of it. Sometimes I take a little loss, but sometimes you gotta take a loss and you'll gain another time. So there's kind of the balance. I guess I've been monologuing quite a while before I even got to the actual story with this one. So let me restart. So we were with our aunt and we're going to this one toy store, which I will not name, but also the guy there, they sold us lemons before. If you don't know what that means, it means they sold us great products before. Apparently someone came in and traded in, or sold them some stuff, but they didn't even bother checking it. Like they didn't even bother opening the boxes. And so we bought the X Transbot's gravestone actually came from there, and he was missing his sword and his gun. I was very pissed about that. My dad was even more so, because they had it even marked up a little bit, because that for like $170 or something. I traded in a lot for it, and I think the final cost was like $40 or $50 on top of the trade-ins. But to have something of so much value and it not be complete when it's in its box and like it was literally sealed, I just feel like that is very, very disingenuous and just a terrible way to do that. I guess I know they didn't really know, but it still really affected us, and that really sucked. So we had to get in contact with X Transbots, and that was probably the coolest experience I've ever had, because they hooked us right up. That was cool. And then what was the other thing we got from there? Oh yeah. All right, this one's probably not really cool. So the Soundwave I had last year. Yeah. So we bought it, and then only to find out it was painted, and it also had a missing pinky, and he didn't come with his laser beak, which sucked. Which I knew it didn't come with the laser beak because we even had him open it up to make sure everything was in order, right? And he didn't know it was missing the laser beak, so he obviously didn't, learn his lesson from the first time with the extra transbox Kratos. And it was the same. He said it was the same guy. He was like, "We're gonna put a ban on that guy or whatever," you know. And it was just it really sucked because I knew it was missing a laser beak, so he marked it on like $10. You know, not very fair. I honestly think he should have marked it a little bit more than that because it was still about 100. And so I ended up getting it because I ripped the blue that was on it. I was like, oh, it might just be a, you know, from Toy House Factory. It was not painted, which I paint a lot of colors, but buying something painted that was painted was just kind of honestly I knew I didn't hate it. I just thought it was cool how it looked. You know, it looked good. But so finally, that's kind of the backstory, right? For Lemons, let's try out of the stuff that he's got in there. When it's in its box, it's very overpriced, but I mean, for loose figures, it's not too bad. I mean, so this guy was like 50. He didn't come with his gun, which I didn't know. He didn't come with. Oh, your connections. Interesting. All right, so he didn't come with his gun. He didn't come with Raul, the spicy Latino boy. He didn't come with Blaster. Like literally, this is pretty much what I got with the stand, and with the little gun part for the flying car mode. And so it was just me and my brother in there, you know. And Jace wanted to get something that was like 30, not too bad. And he had like a bunch of wrestlers to trade in, and we like checked some of the prices. I was like, okay, and this one's trying to be sold for like $30 on eBay. They were like basics, so they're not worth too much. But I was still like, okay, I mean, you could probably trade it in just for equal trade. And I don't know. I didn't really argue with him, but I was just like, is it like, how are you gonna do that to us? Like after you sold us not great products, and my brother, my 10-year-old brother is trying to get something, and he doesn't have any money. We neither of us had any money on us, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm only gonna do 20 for the wrestlers. There's literally like 15 wrestlers there. I was like, even if you sold them for like $2, like $2 a piece would literally be the equivalent of that. And I know you're gonna make a like $5 a piece because I mean that's what I would do. So why wouldn't he just like do an equal trade? I don't know. And it really kind of soured my experience. And my aunt had to come in and like pay, which I know it's not even that bad. But I just really try and avoid having my family pay like too much money for this stuff, and it really bothered me. It really bothered me, and especially that he knew that he like screwed us over. He didn't give us any discounts. He didn't give us. He just gave us a oh sorry about that, you know, like really. And then when we're like, you know, we're practically, I don't want to say begging, but we're like, could you please just like cut us a deal here and just call it even? And he wouldn't do that. Like, okay. So it pissed me off. So uh yeah. Yeah. You know, it just sucks, man. And yeah, so I mean, anyways, this figure by itself, it isn't great, but I mean really more than anything, the experience of buying it really bothered me to the point where I don't even really like this thing because of that. It just reminds me of that day and how much it sucked having that happen. Which it doesn't even sound that bad, but it just really pissed me off, dude. So I mean, yeah, but honestly, his Corvette mode is really good. It's very very nice. But his robot mode isn't great. Not very good. His arms don't really move too much. The wings are in the way. He's got a very hollow back, which doesn't really bother me, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a KO, so that's cool. $50, you know. Yeah. All right. Next up, we're gonna get to back to good. These two next up are so cool, and so these were a very good experience in buying it. So we went to like a Comic-Con, right? and I wasn't really seeing anything until I came across this one guy's table, and he was just getting rid of his collection. It was insane. It was like all masterpiece stuff, and it was all for really really good prices, really good prices. So this guy was like 70, and this guy was like 50, and I also got the Sea Spray at the same table. Not that Sea Spray, but the Sea Spray Fans Toys 1.0 for like $20. I'm not even like $20, dude. That is insane. $20 for that. And so this guy was like 50, and this guy was 70. But I kind of stood around his table for a minute, like just looking at all the stuff. And so I came back twice. So I bought the Ratchet and the Sea Spray in one go. And I came back just looking at it because I was really eyeing this thing because like it is absolutely beautiful. Like the gloss red, the chrome, the white. It's just really something to behold. And I was like, I think I'm gonna have to get this, but I didn't have any money on me, and because as I say, I mean, I don't really carry a lot of money. I generally do trade-ins a lot. So I didn't want my dad to have to pay $70 because he already did like 50, or I think this might have actually been 30. I can't remember. I want to say it was 50, but also I don't think you would have done 70 for it. I think we actually might have got the Sea Spray and him for 50, which is an even insaner deal. So this guy, Inferno, was 70. I stayed around his table. I came back, and then one guy asked, "Is that like a Fans Toys Willis or Make Toys Gun Dog?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the Make Toys Gun Dog." And he was like, the guy running the table, he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks, customers. You might have just got me a sale or something like that." And so I was like, "All right." And then my dad was like, "Go ahead and shoot your shot, as it were." And I was like, "So, since I was kind of over here, and you're just trying to get rid of your collection, could I just get the Inferno for $50, right? That would just make my day." And he made it happen. So I got this guy for $50, which it just blew me away. I think that both of these are official too, which is even cooler. Because this guy, comparing him to like the Grapple, the KO Grapple, there's not actually too big of a quality difference, if you can believe it. A KO, but official masterpiece and a KO, especially these two, they weren't too different in quality, but this guy is pretty much perfect. I didn't have to do anything to him to fix him or anything. I had to tighten up some of the joints on Grapple, but he is just perfect, man. He looks so cool, and like he looks so much like the cartoon. Like he's literally all flat, which bothers a lot of people, but to me, it's just so cool, man. It's so cool. And also, this painted surface also has the kind of flat feeling as the Mirage. Like I said, it's just a nice. You can just tell, like even the Ratchet has it. Excuse me. There's a lot of dust down here. So now on to the Ratchet. The Ratchet. So this guy is really good. Just really good. And the Ratchet is quite good as well. He's actually, for a while, he was my favorite Transformer I owned, because his transformation is just so cool, and he looks great as well. He looks like straight out of the cartoon. So cool, man. Like insane. And the fact that I got him for like, I can't remember. I don't know. But let's just call it like $80 between the two of these. Like that is insane. Like literally two of these for one. One of these. So yeah, it's very very cool. I get a lot of my stuff on sale for cheap, and so these guys were just so cool to get. They were some of my, I don't want to say first official masterpiece Transformers, but I did get them way earlier this year, so that's cool. I got them around summertime. Yeah, they're great. I don't know where to put them. All right. So I guess while I have the Ratchet, I've already put it down. I got the Ironhide for Christmas, on my mom's side, and this is the worst KO I've ever got, dude. This is so bad. It's so bad that I'm already selling it. Um, because its alt mode would not line up. One of the shoulder ratchets like literally broke while I was ratcheting it. Like moving in the arm, and it just stopped ratcheting, and now it just doesn't ratchet. I'm like, oh, really? So I mean, that's not good. I don't like. I really don't, and it's like weirdly painted and weird plastics. It's just a KO because you see KOs are pretty much 50-50, and that is definitely the bad 50 of the KO scene. Is probably the worst. It is the worst KO I've ever handled. So at least a masterpiece. I mean, there's worse like Dollar General stuff, but so um, yeah, just not good. So he's definitely gonna make it on the top 10 worst of the year. So I don't know. Actually, we'll do Magnus next because that guy is kind of sending me down a bit of a trip. the DX9 Henry, that is. So this is MP Magnus, and I got this at one of my favorite toy stores to go to. Toys and Toys in Akron, Ohio, and I just love that place. There's so many cool guys who work there. They're like when I said people hooking me up and me hooking them up. Mainly it's this store. These guys are just so cool. They're the main guy, Keith. There, he's the main. He bought my X Transbots Gravestone and TE01 and Make Toys Dirge. I only like sold them for like $240, I believe, because all I wanted was just to pay for the DX9 Menasor. So I mean, honestly, because I got the X Transbots Gravestone and the Make Toys Dirge at that one store I was talking about, that screwed me over, and I paid 170, or did the stuff like plus $50, 170 for each. Not even Toys Dirge. I don't know why, but I just really wanted it, especially having the Starscream. I was like, Starscream's amazing, so I really want to get the Dirge because I think it'd be even cooler because the promo shots just look so good. And when I got it in hand, it wasn't the same as the Make Toys Starscream. The Make Toys Starscream is amazing, by the way. But yeah, this is just one of my favorite stores to go to. A lot of the stuff I have. Next up, the Star Saber back there, as well, and it's just so cool. Or no. I didn't trade the TE01 for this. I traded the TE01 for the Star Saber. I traded MPM Masterpiece Optimus Prime for this one, plus the Dirge and the Gravestone. So yeah, pretty cool. Because I did have that for a while. Well, not a while, but for a minute. Yeah. So this guy is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very, very static. You can't really do much with him. Most poses, he doesn't really look too great. He is very much just a beefy boy, a block boy. And he didn't come with the Matrix. I don't think he came with the Matrix originally either. But he didn't come with his Matrix. He didn't come with the Matrix holding hands. He didn't come with his gun. Pretty much what you see is what you get, and then plus like 2 extra face sculpts. So I got this guy for $90, which honestly isn't too bad. Like, I really don't feel ripped off with this because there's a lot of mass here. This guy is very big. He's pretty much commander size, and I'd probably say worth the weight of 2 commanders, if not 3 commanders. Like, not even kidding. He's very heavy. He's got a lot of. I mean, pretty much the only diecast in him is his feet and this like part up here, but trust me, like his feet are massive, so they add a lot of weight, lots of weight. I absolutely love wheels. Like I love fake wheels, dude. That is probably what drew me to Motormaster's design, drag strips design. It's those small wheels. Like something about it, small circular surfaces. It just draws me to them for some reason. Like literally, it's not even like fake wheels, but fake wheels makes it even better. Honestly, like these, I love those so much. I just wish they could roll. I kind of want to just get the crap. What is it? NMC Ferrado, just for those fake wheels on his arm, because they're fake wheels and yet they can still roll, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and then there's MMCs again. Star Convoy. I forget it. I forget his third party name. I'm not quite sure on that. But it's Star Convoy, and he's got like the fake wheels on his inner arms. It's just so cool, man. I love that. I love that stuff so much. I really don't. I can't explain it. I just love the small wheels. Maybe it reminds me of like Hot Wheels cars from a kid or something like that. But yeah, I just love it so much. And so I mean, yeah. So this guy's pretty cool. He's very much just a beef boy. X Transbots made a version of him very recently. So did Fans Toys is working on one, but the X Transbots one apparently, I don't know why everyone's always like, even I am like, oh wow, that X Transbots one looks really good. I wonder if it'll actually be good this time. And quite frankly, it never is, dude. They always suck in transformations. I mean, I only own like one of them currently, two of them, but just like watching the reviews on that stuff, I'm like, dude, why would you even like own that at that point? Because that is just a nightmare. Like, have you seen the X Transbots stack conversion as well as the X Transbots monolith? I think his name, their Menasor, the trailer transformation. Like, dude, that shit's insane. Why would someone put up with that? That is insane. They say it's because of the looks, and I can kind of get that, but also like all those things have like better options. Like the X Transbots Apache, or no, that's Fansoy's Apache. It would be X Transbots. I can't. Springer. It's just Springer. So I have a lot of the third party names memorized for some reason. I don't know. I don't even know why. I don't even own them. But yeah, their take on Springer, I saw was just, it's bad too. It like breaks itself. Their lock was absolutely garbage. I don't know why people keep on going back to them. I don't know. Especially when something like this exists, which if you like your Magnuses to look very kind of stoic and huge and beefy and buff, this is definitely the Magnus for you. This thing it's pretty cool. His alt mode is amazing also, by the way, because coming off the heels of the Kingdom one, which like alt mode sucked ass. It was terrible. It was so bad. So bad. This one's alt mode is literally just a perfect recreation of like the cartoon, the toy, the MP10, the MP10 truck. It's very cool. It's very cool. So yeah, MP Ultra Magnus. We're just gonna set them back up there because there's like literally no more room around here. It's literally all covered. Okay, what do we want to do next? All right, I guess we'll do Megatron. So again, this year, this is a correctly colored version. Right? Cool to finally have a very good version of Megatron that actually has very cartoon. I don't know why my voice keeps on cracking. It's like from talking so much. But yeah, this thing is really cool. I don't know if he's gonna make it on the best of this year. I mean, he might. He definitely will, but I don't know if he's gonna take it because the surprise and like the absolute majesty of his transformation in this gun mode was almost spoiled, I would say, by the other one because having that one, I already knew the transformation when I got one. So I mean, I knew what I was getting into with this one. Whereas the other one, like the first time I transformed it, I was like, whole opposing power as well, and there's just a lot going on with this guy. He's got the chromed eyes, which is probably the best way to do eyes, I'd say. Very very cool way to do eyes. I don't know. I'm just getting a little pose. A little bit of pelvic thrust. There we go. Yeah, he's just really cool, man. He looks really good. Yeah. Very cool. Some of the parts are a little bit yellowed, which is odd. Very odd, actually. Which it's not going to come up on camera. This camera sucks. Like, I need to get a webcam. That's what it is, a webcam, because this camera is just not cutting it. You know what I'm saying? But he's really cool. Very cool. These backpack flaps are a little bit loose, which I don't know where the backpack part went. The faux forming, fake parts. Crap, what is the word I'm looking for? parts forming part that goes on his back to kind of hold everything in place. I don't know where it went. I kind of want to find that again because his back flaps are kind of just wriggling around back there, and it kind of bothers me a little bit. Not a little bit, it actually bothers me quite a bit. So this one's pretty recent. Fuck. Oh, it's okay. All right, we're good. I thought his sword broke in half, but it did not. It's good. So, hello, lollipop sword. So he's got the lollipop sword. This guy's pretty cool. I did that stop motion on him, which I'm very proud of, but that video didn't do too good in the ratings, which I'm very surprised by. Because I mean, like all the other stuff that's kind of similar to that did good, but dude, that literally took me like 2 hours to do that stop motion. It was at my grandma's house. I was great grandma and grandpa's, which is funny because like that's where I did the Make Toys Starscream one as well. And that's where I did the X Transbots Aegeus, is that his name? Their Trailbreaker. And that was just such a funny thing. I know it's not in the video, but like while I was transforming it, my great grandma walked in and she was like, "Are you doing this because you're lonely or something like that?" It was just so funny. Are there problems going on at home? Is that why you're distancing yourself from us and doing videos a lot? What? I just literally came in here for like, at that point I was only in there for like 10 minutes, and she came in and she was like, "Are you distancing yourself? Is there something going on at home?" It was just hilarious, dude. My grandma's hilarious. But yeah, it was good. And so I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's YouTube related that's gone on over there. I mean, not a lot, but like 3 things. So not a lot. Less than 3%. Less than 2%. Probably like 2% of the channel has been over there. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. He's kind of like the Ultra Magnus, and the fact that he's kind of got all the joints, but they're just all kind of like restricted because of his bulk, and he's just kind of unsteady, a little bit unsteady, yeah, a little bit of ratchet joint dysfunction. He didn't even have like ratchets in his arms, which is just weird. I wish they could go more than 90. I mean, I guess they can, but not too far. I wish his ankles went out a lot farther and his knees were a little bit stronger. But I mean, as a toy, and that's the thing, a lot of people don't like this figure because he's not very masterpiece like. But I mean, this is my first, not really my first, like my first actual not KO original Robot Master KO Star Saber toy. Other than that, this is my first like exposure to this guy, and what a cool figure, dude. I mean, look at that. You see the pose he's in? Yeah, he's got his fist up, mighty. You know, he's looking off into the distance. That's right. That starts him off or something. It's cool, dude. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? And he may not be the most posable, and he's definitely not masterpiece. But I mean, for playability, I love the Brainmaster gimmick so much. It's such a engineering thing that I honestly think is just so cool. The fact that they did it in like the 80s is even cooler. The fact that they figured that out so long ago. I don't know why my words are not coming out properly today, which is really weird. But yeah, he's just something. He's something, dude. He is cool. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave him in this pose right here because, like, just looking at him, like, he looks so badass, dude. It's so cool. Maybe a little bit of the ab crunch. Maybe not. I think I like him a little bit more. Okay. There we go. This is good the way it was. So, yeah, I mean, he's just cool. He's really cool. Yeah. Really cool. He's going back up there as well. All right. There's almost no more delaying the inevitable, as they say. So we will take a look at DX9 Henry first. So this guy I just got like 2 days ago for my mom's Christmas. You know, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't, because as soon as we get into the DX9 Attila, you'll understand why. But this thing is kind of like throwing me in a loop because I'm like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? Do I go in on the full set? Because as you can see, I very clearly have a drag strip and a dead end. They're made out of Lego, and I'll show you that, which is really cool because I made those in like 2 days each, the Lego parts, and they're like so cool. They're so cool, dude. I showed them to the guys over at Toys and Noise, and they're very blown away by it, which is cool. But yeah, so for DX9 Henry, as a toy on his own, he's pretty good. But dude, I saw the Fans Toys Magnum in person like 2 years ago, which I know sounds like a long time ago, and like I remember that. Dude, that thing blew me away in person. Like I saw that, I was like, holy crap, dude, that chrome is sharp. And like I had the X Transbots version of this guy, and he was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't like great, but the chrome really just sticks out on this guy. It really makes him pop. And this kind of muted red, I don't know how to feel about it. It's very cartoon accurate, but I think I might prefer the chrome, man. I really do like chrome. I'm pretty sure everyone likes the chrome. But I mean, as a toy, he's really not too bad. He's very posable. In fact, I think he kind of almost falls more in line with like the MMC stuff. Like that's how they promotionalized it too. Or what would the word for that be? I don't know. Like in a lot of the pictures online, it's pretty much these, like this guy, well, like one of their members, and then MMC Frenzy with them. And I just don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's almost like there's two different scales in Masterpiece already. Like you got this size, which is like the slightly bigger Carbot. Because I'm gonna have to bring in a Carbot because this actually is just throwing me off hard, especially after having the X Transbots version and like them being the same exact size. This one being so much bigger is just so weird. Like, all right, so we'll bring in Mirage. He's pretty much average Carbot height. He like towers over him. It's just so weird to look at. It's just weird, man. Like that's literally, if you were to pretty much put this in Chug perspective of the Carbots being that size, that's pretty much how big Optimus would be. Because I'm so used to like the Chug sizes, but it's just weird. It's just so weird to me. Because I don't know if he should be that big. I mean, were they really that much bigger in the cartoon? I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's throwing me off. I don't know how to feel about it. Like it. I don't know if I don't. And the problem is, I don't know if I should go in on the full set and, $300 more down the road, have a complete Menasor, and pretty much be as happy as I am now with it. Because I mean, it's already got the look. It's already got the look. And then this guy and Breakdown just go on the back of the legs. So I mean, it's really not going to do anything. And I already got like the, looking good. He's looking good. So should I throw in $300 more, probably over the course of like a year, and get like a fully complete DX9 Attila, and pretty much just be as happy as I am, and risk more breakage issues, because if that's stable, I mean, there's a little bit of wall to him, and $600 coming crashing down. $600 coming crashing down. Isn't that a thought? At that point you need insurance on your toys, man. That's insane. Like I don't even like to think about that. But yeah. So I just don't know what I should do, because I mean I do like this guy, but he's not great. I mean, he is actually pretty good. I mean, to be fair, he is great by technical standards. He's got all the articulation you could pretty much need. He looks really good. He's very, very, very cartoon accurate. But I just don't know what to do. I don't know if I should keep him, get the rest of them. There's a lot of options I could do. I could get all of them, combine them all, display them like that. But I also have a display for just Motormaster by himself. It's like the road that Bobby Skullface actually that I based it on that, like the road signs and stuff. I kind of based on that. Should I get the rest of them and put them all on that display? But then there's the problem. The display isn't big enough for all of them, because even these two guys, literally, that's pretty much how wide it is. Here, I'll actually give you a little something to show it off with. No, I won't, because I don't have that on hand. It's a little bit farther back, and I don't really want to leave right now. But yeah, I don't know, because pretty much like these two guys by themselves pretty much cover the width of it. So then what would I do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I should have made that display a little bit bigger. But to be fair, that's pretty much how big it had to be, because of the width of the plexiglass I used. So I don't know. I don't know. He is very good though. I mean, as a figure, and if you're just a fan of like Wild Rider or whatever, I would honestly recommend him. He's good. He's good. Even standing him next to Megatron actually is just weird how big he is. Like it's really throwing me off. I feel like he shouldn't be that big. It's really weird. All right, now we get just kind of the end of it, and this is gonna be the finale, the grand finale. This is DX9, Motormaster, and Menasor. DX9, Attila, and Capone. These guys are special. They're very special to me. It's amazing to finally have these dudes. I watched videos as a kid. I just imagined. I was like, holy shit, that'd be amazing. They're huge. How could someone ever own? Now I literally got figures bigger than them, like 3 of them. It's just insane, man. I love Motormaster. Motormaster is probably my favorite G1 design. Just because he's a box man, and he's also got truck sneakers, sneakers. I don't know what it would be. Maybe sneakers, maybe slippers, possibly boots. Definitely boots. He's got truck cab boots. That's insane. That is insane. And I love that about him. And he's got like the truck cab grill. I actually love faux parts, which I know sounds weird and very contradictory to what a lot of people believe, and faux parts shouldn't be, as prominent. But I think they're just really cool. I mean, this isn't the best instance of them because you can very clearly see that the windows are right there, which I think on their part was a very bad mistake. They probably should have just painted it. But there's just something to be said, man. Like I love those parts. It's just really cool, and this guy is very cool. So I'll do a little bit of a transformation for him actually. So I hate the way they did this actually. So I'll explain it to you real quick. So that's pretty much the trailer, right? Except it's not the whole trailer. There's like literally 1/4 or like 1/5 or 1/6 because the trailer is really long. It's literally like 1/6 of the trailer is his upper body. And so when you have the truck cab, and without modifying your figure, which it's not very much of a modification, literally just take a screw out and then you can take it apart from the. So this is the truck. This isn't the truck. This is the trailer, and then this is going to be the truck. So taking that little screw out really kind of liberates it from not sucking, because if you have that screw in there, you get the truck and you get like 1/5 of a trailer, which is just so dumb. Why do they do like that? That's like literally the only thing I don't like about this, and it really drags it down so hard because now I can't even have like a box truck or anything with it. It's either a trash looking truck with 1/5 of a trailer, or you have to have 32 inches of trailer. So it's so dumb, dude. That's really the big problem I have with it. So just give me one more minute to transform them. One thing to be said, actually, it's kind of weird to me about the rims on these guys. They're made of die cast mostly, and they almost look like rusted. Same with like DX9 Henry. I don't know if it's gonna come off on camera. Like that compared to that, like that's silver. That's the die cast, and it almost looks like rusted in a weird way. Like it's not completely like chromed. It's just like slightly off. It looks almost rusted. It looks a little dirty. It looks old, weathered. What's the word? Like the green. When the green gets on it, it looks like copper almost. It's kind of weird. I mean, other than that, he looks really good. But I don't know why they did that with the diecast. I don't know why they didn't just go for chromed out wheels. Yeah, so this is so cool to have. And so this was pretty much a dream come true. And like I said, the people over at Toys and Noise, specifically Keith, pretty much hooked me up with the money to get this by buying some of my stuff, which I did cut like a huge deal, but also that's a lot of money to spend on like things, just toys, which I'm pretty sure he's already resold, but it's cool. It's cool what he did. It's very cool. It's almost done. I don't know why I do these live streams. It seems as if no one really watches them, which I mean isn't like a huge problem because more than entertaining, which I do love entertaining people, like this right here specifically is more of a almost documentary for myself to watch. Maybe in the future, get an idea on what I had, where I was, where I am, just that kind of thing. So, I mean, there it is. So so really by unscrewing that screw, you pretty much get full access to just the cab by itself. But then it's kind of weird because you just have parts lying around. You can turn it into like a cab, but it's just weird. It's just weird. So pretty much, I'm not going to transform this again, but just imagine like pretty much that much of a trailer on top of it. It's just weird. It's a weird look. So I don't know why they did it like that. That's like really the only problem I have with it. So yeah. So now we get to DX9 Attila. And this guy is very big, he's very heavy, and he's very cool. So here he is. I love Menasor. I love Drag Strip. I love Motor Masha, it's also cool. This huge sword. This thing reminds me, even though it's not even the same design, this thing reminds me insanely of the Devastation version of this character. Like literally, that's how I know I've said it before, but that's how most of my collection is based. I don't really go for almost like a G1 accuracy, but it's very G1 accurate. It's more a slightly stylistic look that the Devastation game just pulls off so good. I love those designs, and that's why like the Makes Toys Starscream really just appeals to me. I mean, it's good. It's really good. The Sideswipe, the Masterpiece Sideswipe is pretty much that. Studio Series Grimlock is pretty much that. So here, let's take these parts off, right? So part of it stays on, as you can see, is like a little connector. And it's an absolute bitch to get them back on, so I'm never going to take these off again unless I actually get the real thing or I sell it off, which I don't think I ever will unless we have to like move houses and don't have enough room in the new house or something like that. But it's really something, dude. Really. My voice is cracking because I've been talking almost fully for a pure hour now. So, I mean, yeah, that's why that's happening. And so, yeah, all right. So you pretty much take it down, and you can see that there's still parts on there. And the parts are actually uneven a little bit to kind of balance it out. Because as you can see, Dead End is a lot thicker than Drag Strip, at least height-wise, because I made them all the same width. So if you put Drag Strip together, you just slap them together, he turns into a nice car. It's getting blown out by that. There it is. Isn't that cool? I think that's very cool. He's got moving spoiler. He's got the engine, and it's like all flat, which is cool. I put pretty much like 2 hours into each of these, pretty much, or maybe more like 4 hours actually. Quite a lot of time was spent getting like the connections right and stuff. Also, this guy rolls really good. The Drag Strip rolls really good. So then Dead End is pretty much the same process. I'll actually put like more locking tabs on them. So you slide them in at a slight angle like that, and then clip it in as you go in. So there he is. And while he doesn't look that much like a car, honestly, I think he looks more like a tank. He looks more like a kind kind of pseudo tank. I don't know. I think it's decent. It's not too bad. It's really not bad at all, especially for, the main purpose of these guys is just to look good on him. And that was the chair scraping against the ground. But if I make anything out of Lego, it's got to have functionality. Unfortunately, I have not been able to capture the magic in the bottle that was 2020 Jaden Boyer and 2021 Jaden Boyer, because he used to be able to make Lego Transformers, man. That was just so cool. I loved that so much. I even looked back to like pictures of them from like when I was 10 and like 9, and while they weren't great when I was that young, they were still decent. But more like when I was like 12, 11 and 12, dude, those things were awesome. Like, I know I've shown pictures of them before. They were good. They were really good. So yeah, I tried to kind of do that again with these. And like I said, anytime I make anything out of Lego, it's got to have a little bit of functionality at least. It's got to do something, It's got to have a play feature. It's got to have something like that, So yeah. So these guys are cars, but they're not just cars. They can split apart and then combine. So that's cool. So yeah, it's really just a dream come true to finally own a DX9 Attila. It's really something special, and I would recommend him to anyone who thinks he looks cool. I don't know if he'll make it. Like, I don't want to say this right, but I don't know if he'll make it on the best list of 2022. I might be a little bit obligated to because of how much he cost, like $240. But he's just it's just I don't play with him that often because the Motormaster's got this weird thing going on. To take those off is a bitch, so I leave it alone. And the trailer mode, well, it's not like terrible. It's just not like great, It's not something you have to see. So I pretty much just leave them in their bot modes all the time. But I mean, they're cool. They're still really cool, and like for display pieces, they are like really, especially the Menasor is really, really, really something, really something. So that's pretty much all the Transformers Masterpiece stuff I've gotten this year. That is everything, other than the MP27, possibly 27. I'm not quite sure on that one. Ironhide, that one sucks so hard. I'm selling it already. So, and the Fans Toys 1.0, TE01. I'm trying to remember every Masterpiece thing I got this year. I think that's pretty much it. Make Toys, Endgame, and X-Transbots, Gravestone. And MPM 12, Optimus Prime. So I think that's pretty much it. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys for watching. I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this. Who cares? So possibly future Jaden. I guess enjoy this video. I'm sure I won't watch it all with you, but it's cool. I just wanted to sit in front of the camera and do a little something with all my stuff because I'm currently moving it to do all the top 10 videos, and that's just going to be a lot of work. I mean, I don't want to show it around, but like there's a lot. It's like literally everything. This is like a huge bench thing, as you can see that like kind of like goes right here past there at like an angle like that, and then it goes like that. Dude, it's like there's a lot. I keep on having to take like swallows and pauses in talking because my voice is absolutely dying. An hour and my voice is dead. So good. They're all really good. So thank you to everyone who helped me get them. Big shout out to Toys and Noise. Very cool people. If you live in the Akron area, I would really recommend you check them out. Just a really cool stop, really cool place. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. There we go. See you.